Awaken to your truth that you are the I Am presence in harmony with the divine. You are consciousness beyond what the body and mind identify. This is Moment to Moment. Host Lynda Hope will remind and enlighten you to know your divine nature. You were born into the body already aware, but forgot it as you expanded your sense of identity, ego mind, pattern behaviors, and habits. Stop sleepwalking and wake up to your timeless, eternal, formless self. Now, your host of Moment to Moment, Lynda Hope.
Good evening, namaste to all those that are here present right now in this moment, in this divine moment. Let's take a deep breath in because I'm sure that your day could have been a little bit crazy, right? Yeah, or could have been a beautiful, peaceful day. Yeah, I mean, we have such a contrast as people. We live in duality, don't we? And one minute it can be so hectic and chaotic. And the next minute, everything is peaceful. Everything is peaceful and flowing. So how do we get there? How do we maintain that? And how do we live it? And how do we breathe it? One breath at a time. So let's take that cleansing breath in and let it out. Another beautiful breath in. And let it out. And notice a little bit more relaxation that's felt in the body. Because breath is life. Breath fills us up and allows the oxygen to flow throughout our body and revitalizes us with every breath. Without breath, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be alive. And we take it for granted so much, don't we? That breath of life. As God breathed life into us, as it says in the scriptures, God breathed it into our nostrils and created man and woman. Of course, that is scriptures, and that's beautiful. But we all know that there's no separation here. We're not really talking man, woman, right? We're talking oneness as divine in this present moment. So your moments today, if you were awake and aware, you would have noticed probably a fluctuation. And maybe you woke up in the morning and off you went to work without even questioning, who am I this morning? Who am I? Who am I? I know it may sound funny to those people who believe they're only a person, but I am presence is really the essence of our divine nature. And so as the divine in that place of presence, we're not in the place of personhood, in the place of identity, in the place of pattern behavior and habitual habits. Otherwise, we'd wake up, brush our teeth, get off to the day, chow down our food, our breakfast, grab our coffee, and out the door. And then we'd be chasing one thing after another, and finally getting home tired and ready to have dinner and go to sleep. And this could be a typical day for you. It's a typical day for most people who feel that's all they are and running the race and getting things done and getting their checklists and checking in and checking out and looking at the time and figuring out what they have to do now in this time or what they have to do in the next hour or the next day or the next week. Always chasing. and always wanting more of everything. Everything. Do you feel that's who you think you are? Do you feel that there could be something even greater than that? Even greater than who you think is a person, the person that with a birth date and a life of accomplishments, of things you feel good about, things you don't feel so good about, challenges, lots of challenges. But do you know that you are more awake than that? You, in fact, can wake up. You can wake up from what you think you are as a person with an age and an address and parents and siblings and cousins and career. You can wake up from that dream. You can say it is a dream. It's sort of like a dream-like state because it is very fleeting. It comes and it goes. The days go really fast, right? Sometimes, or sometimes really slow, but they fluctuate. They're always fluctuating, and thoughts are coming, thoughts are going. Your emotions are coming, your emotions are going. Your sense perceptions are changing all the time. Is there anything that is not changing within you? Is really the essence of who you are. That's never changing. That's always here. It's always here. It's like your breath. Your breath is always here. Space in your house is always here. But we so focus on the objects in this place, like your computer and your phone and your paintings and your television. The objects are the form. But what's in around the form is spaciousness. It's all space. And you can touch that. And how do you touch that? You touch it by being silent and still and surrendering into this present moment without any thought activity. Or if you're going to have thought activity, you're going to just witness your thoughts and just allow them to come and go, like a cloud passing in the sky. But you stay as the sky, because that's the spaciousness, the stillness, the consciousness that you are. And yet these words have form to it. They're concepts. So how do we actually experience that for ourselves? This is all experiential, what I'm talking about. So if you touch the divine, if you touch that beautiful silence, that place of connectiveness that you are with something awesome, it's an awesome feeling. And you've had those moments. I'm sure you have had those moments. Just think about it. Think about a sunset. Think about the most gorgeous sunset you've ever seen and how it made you feel in that moment of total awareness. You paid total attention to that and you were blown away by how gorgeous. There was that awesomeness about it, right? It's something godly, divine, and you saw it and you recognized it in yourself. You said you did. And that's why you put a smile on your face, and that's why you lit up. Because you connected. You were the sunset was you, And when we're engaged in activities that really desire our full focus, that's also when we are totally in the moment, now, present, that we know that to be our truth. As an artist growing up, my mother was an artist, and I grew up watching her paint, expressing herself. She was totally different when she was painting. She was so happy, so joyous. in that. And then I felt the joy from that, and I started creating. She inspired me to create. And my two daughters are both artists. They are inspired to create. Why? Because they saw me. They saw my joy of how it felt to be playful in the moment, which is who we really are. You know, when you consider that we really love to play, don't we? We really like to be childlike, not childish, but childlike. And so when we are expressing it, we feel ageless, don't we? Right? We feel just so fulfilled in that moment. Nothing beats that. And I think that's why people who are into extreme sports that do mountain climbing, you know, they couldn't think. If you are on a rope and you're hanging, you know, tens of thousands of feet up above the ground, and you have to focus on your next step, right? You have to feel into that next step. You can't have any doubts in your head. You don't even have a thought in your head. You are so in the zone, right? And the exhilaration that comes over a person who is so in tune, that's addictive. You know, and it's not to accomplish that. It's really, what is the root of that? Is that the person who is totally doing that, whoever it is, could be a basketball player, you know, in the zone, hitting those 3-pointers, right? Or a tennis match from professionals that are just hitting. That's why we like watching professionals play tennis and all that kind of stuff. Because why? We love to see the energy of their focus. We love to see it because it really informs us. It gets us in focus with it. You know, and then we're watching back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Like, whoa, oh, that's good, that's good, that's good, that's good. Because it feels good. It feels that, yes, we're all connected, and it informs the truth of us in the nature of who we are. And that we're all participating, right, as a group collective in that oneness consciousness, right in that present moment, right in that focused awareness. And so, you know, it doesn't get better than that. And that's why there's so many fans out there that love to see the determination on the faces of those players that are so in tune with what they're doing. You know, gymnasts also, wow, the Olympics doesn't get better than the professional out there, skater or, you know, doing their craft and watching the faces in focused attention and concentration. Yeah, it's exhilarating. And it really, again, speaks to who we really are in the moment. And we're beyond our thoughts. We're not even worried about the day. It takes us away from the worried mind that continues to habituate and project into the future, right? And I think that's why people like sports, because they're not really thinking about anything other than that. And it brings relief. It brings relief from their stressful day. Yeah. And oh, thank you very much, Courtney, for your hello. Hello back, Edward. Hello. And all my friends backstage, DJ and Sharon and Alexandra. And we have a lot of people in the back that are all very conscious of what I'm saying and affirming it, I'm sure. And if anybody wants to talk at all about what I've just said, I'd love to bring you on so that you can share your perspective or your experience in what I'm talking about. What brings that moment of clarity to you? What do you love to watch and engage in that affirms that awareness within yourself, that you are consciousness? So if there's anybody else, Todd, let me know if there's anybody that wants to chat. I'd love to chat. Oh, there are some people here. Hold on. I think so. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Anyone want to speak at this point? Otherwise, I'll keep talking. All right, Sharon, let's bring you on, Sharon, because I know you're on vacation, but isn't that the best place to hang out and know your truth? That's for sure, right? In Hawaii and Oahu. Let's bring Sharon on. Oh, she's on vacation, so she'll be right back. I love this. I love it. Okay. Oh, there she is. All righty. Hey,
Aloha.
Lee.
Hi.
Aloha. So isn't this the best thing to be on vacation and see the beauty around you and know that that's who you are? I mean, isn't that true?
It is. It's fabulous. We went to the beach. We saw, the beautiful water, people enjoying themselves, um, just people watching. I love to do that as well.
Right.
And it was just, it's magnificent. Seeing the ocean, like seeing something bigger than ourselves. And it's
Mm,
also humbling. And there's also that love. It's like, oh, I'm looking forward to being on vacation. So you get excited,
yeah.
just knowing that you're going somewhere, or, that, oh, you're going to have a meal on the beach. Wow, I can look forward to that too. And we did. And it was really, truly amazing. So my husband and I, Stephen,
Mm.
and just enjoying ourselves out here in
Yeah,
Hawaii.
it's being spontaneous too, right? Like you said, oh, we're going to just, figure out this moment, we're going to do this, and that moment, we're going to do that. There's no time, right? Really, anywhere there.
Right. We came with no agenda,
Yes.
but just in the moment, we went over to the beach and over, it's went across the street to the Hilton Beach, which was amazing. And it's like a city within itself over there.
Hmm.
Yeah, very nice.
Uh,
So, but that's also inspiring. It's like what ignites people, what excites you.
right.
I know when I was growing up, for example, what ignited me was playing sports. I just loved the idea, the thrill, being and excelling in something that, that you have a natural ability, plus with great coaches that can really help you. So I played volleyball, softball, and I did, slow pitch and fast pitch. It was just a great experience growing up. So, but as we take that into adulthood, things that inspire us, connectivity with other people, how do we bond with other people? How do we get along? So it sets us up for how we respond and what we do and say as adults. So I think that growing up, it's really important though to do your passion. It's like what you said before. It's like people who, excel, like watching tennis, people who play very well. And then here we're observing, we're watching their focus and their attention to the sport. And we get all excited. I remember going to Wrigley Field and watching the Cubs baseball games.
Yeah.
That was just truly a fun time, great time. And then I got to do that when I worked in corporate America. We would go on excursions, but to the White Sox park.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Right. Yeah, it is. It's exhilarating because, they're so good at what they do, and they're so in tune and in the zone. And I would love going. I even loved seeing my daughter when she was playing basketball, play with the kids. And when she got hot, wow, she could not miss a three-pointer. It was so exciting. I remember getting so mad at the coach who wouldn't let her play for like 2 games. She was on the bench. And I remember feeling so sad that she couldn't get out there. And I had to talk to the coach and say, well, you got to let her play. And then when he let her play, she was hitting three-pointers. I loved going up to him afterwards and saying, see, I told you. She let her play earlier. It was so funny.
Yeah. That reminds me of the basketball. I think it was one of the famous basketball team. And one of the people that was the boys that was helping out, bringing water to the basketball players, and he would play, but he was autistic. So they never really let him play. And the very last game, they had him come on and he could not miss. He
Wow.
was shooting basket after basket. He was that good. And it was so wonderful. Like the audience was just standing on their feet, just watching this in amazement,
Mm,
and just congratulating him. And he was like the hit of the team that last game that they played.
isn't that a
So
wonderful story? Thank you for sharing that. That's gives you goosebumps. It really does. Thank you. So yeah, well, I'll bring you on a little bit later. Okay.
Okay, sounds
All
good.
right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon. Always. Thank you. Yeah. So, what is your passion? Like Sharon said, what is your joy? What lights you up? And I know last show we talked about that. There's a lot of people that commented about what lit them up, the joys. And as a child, we know those things, don't we? We really do. A lot of kids love to play pretend. They love to dress up. I used to love to play pretend, and I used to convince the everybody that I was in the circus. I was a clown in the circus, and they would think, oh, wow, that's cool. They would believe me, which was really funny. You could get away with that as a child, but as an adult, I don't know. But I would pretend I was all kinds of things, and your mind, your mind is playful. And if you allow yourself to play and not take yourself so seriously, you can really enjoy yourself. And I think that's the problem with being an adult. A lot of times we just take ourselves too seriously. We don't know how to play anymore. And we forget what really lit us up as children. And so you might ask yourself, well, yeah, what is it that if I were to do it, today or tomorrow, if I would do something again, would I pick up what I did last time? Or how about thinking about what you want to do now? Because, many years have passed and your interests have changed, and maybe there is something new that inspires you. And so think about that and bring that awareness into your day. And maybe you want to try all kinds of different things that you've never tried before. Yeah, they do say that as you grow older, it's very important to try new things. The brain needs that. It's brain food. It's important to try and to not worry. The key is not to worry about failure. No. Because who are you failing? You try it, you don't like it, you stop. You try it, you fail, try again. And that's the thing about not taking things so personally. Unfortunately, many of us are perfectionists, and if we don't do something well, we don't do it at all, which used to be my habitual pattern. You know, if I couldn't succeed in it, or I didn't look good in it, or um, if it didn't come off as being so-called successful or merit, I would stop. Yeah. But that's a pattern behavior. That's somebody that was habituated by their parents who were also very much into being a perfectionist. And again, you're the only one that believes that to be your right or wrong about who you think you are doing something. Nobody really cares. Nobody really does. So you're really your worst enemy when it comes to judging yourself. It is. And so have fun, enjoy it, and rip it up when it's over. Maybe try drawing. I have to say something about drawing, though. It's very interesting. When I speak to people, one-on-one, I said, did you draw at all? Have you ever thought you could be an artist? Or a lot of people say, well, I liked it, but I never thought I could even draw a stick figure. I couldn't draw a straight line. A lot of people will say that. Well, you don't have to draw a straight line to be an artist. You can use a ruler. And I would say to them, try it and see. And unfortunately, a lot of people feel a little scared at the beginning. And that's why it takes courage. It takes a lot of courage to be creative, to put yourself out there and try it. And so courage and creativity go hand in hand. Yeah, it does. So think about what you'd like to do, what you'd like to try, and put aside some time, put aside a couple hours, and give it a try. And you'll be amazed. You will. And how it brings a sense of peace to you, a sense of, uniqueness in your day, a sense of something maybe even beyond your expectations. And in fact, don't have any expectations. That's the key. Do not have any expectations about how it's going to turn out, and surprise yourself. Yeah. Because in the moment, when you are creating something or doing something that you need to focus fully on, what's going to happen is a sense of joy is going to come into your energy. It really will, because it's taking you out of your habitual thoughts. It's allowing you to settle in to the present moment and to feel a sense of aliveness that was unexpected in that moment. And that's what's really happening there. It's really not what you're doing. It's your focus in the present moment on something that bypasses your mental noise. The mental noise and projections and narrow focus that the mind storm, we constantly have these, right? Mind storms, thought, and then you're commenting about the thought, and then you're regurgitating the thought, and you're remembering the past, and you're projecting into the future, and you're all in your head. And you're not really here now. And that's a lot of people throughout their day, not really being here now, using this moment to get to the next moment. What am I going to eat tonight? Or who am I going to see tomorrow? Or blah, blah, blah. The story goes on and on and on. So focus on something that you want to try. And then make another one for next week. Hey, I'm going to try this. Maybe I want to learn about birds. I want to do bird watching because I love to hear the birds when I go walking. Maybe I want to learn about birds. Maybe I want to write. Maybe I am a writer. Maybe I want to write, just sit down and write. Maybe just flow my words on the page and see what happens, see what comes out. But most of the time we get habituated, and when we have a hard day, we sit in front of the TV and we zone out. And we don't even really know what we're watching. We know it's a lot of action, but that's about it. And I don't know if you're one of them, but the TV is a very addictive thing. Unless you are consciously knowing what you're going to watch for a reason that you know is going to uplift you and give you a positive reaction, you are going to be drawn into that TV set and lost for the evening, pretty much. Yeah. So everything can be enjoyed from a place of awareness where you are not controlled by it. You are focused and you are experiencing and not being suffering the experience, in other words. And that you are totally present and awake and knowing what you're doing now and happy about it. Because that's really where the joy comes from. It comes from that sense of being. Not necessarily, it's not about doing. It's not about filling time. It's about being here now. Because this is the only moment we have, right? Now is it. Now is all we have. The past is the past. You can remember the past in this moment if you choose to, deliberately, and that's okay. And then you can also say, hey, you know what? I have work to do. So I'm going to take care of business. And you can take care of business. But you don't have to lose yourself in thought and have the thoughts pervade and take you out of this moment. That's living unconsciously. And unfortunately, many of us do live unconscious. But again, we're here from moment to moment to awaken you to more than you are, to know your truth, that you are this presence, this consciousness that's always here, that's never gone. But it can seem like it's gone because our thoughts take us over, and then it just clouds this beautiful sense of self, and forget about it. We just forget. And that forgetfulness is what, every morning we have to wake up and remember again. Who am I? I am presence. I am this. So I'm going to take you into a beautiful meditation right now, so we can experience it instead of just talk about it. Because words have a hard time. They're all conceptual. And so we need to really be still right now in the moment and quiet our minds. And that's why meditation is so important to do. It does align you and revise you, it revitalizes you, and you also get revised. It also elevates you, and it brings a sense of spaciousness into the now. Okay. So I'm going to chant the words, I am that I am. I am that I am. And some of you may know that in scriptures, in the Bible, when when Moses asked God, who do I call you to the people of Israel? God said, I am that I am. I am. That's it. I am presence. God didn't say, I am God. He said, I am. The beingness of God is what is in all of us. That's who we are. And we know God, we know the divine in this place of presence, because we can't look outside ourselves for it. We'll never find it outside ourselves. So we're going to bring ourselves into that place of meditation, into the divine I am, through the words of I am that I am. And the Hebrew words are Ihiyeh Asher Ihiyeh. If you look in the Torah and the Bible and the Hebrew words, I am that I am. Ihiyeh Asher Ihiyeh. So just take a moment. Of course, I hope that you shut off all your electronics that you're not using right now, all the distractions, and stay here with me now. Right now. Okay? Right now. Let's just be here. So close your eyes or keep them open. Sit comfortably in your chair. And if you're just listening to this on a podcast, there will be times of silence. And use that stillness, that silence, as a pointer into your quietness, into your stillness, spaciousness, whatever word resonates with you. Okay? I am that I am. 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 Ehyeh Hashem, Ehyeh. Ehyeh Hashem, Ehyeh. Ehyeh Hashem, Ehyeh. I am that I am. 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 I am. I am. I am. I am that I am. I am now consciousness, the divine. We are that. And if you felt a place of peace, a place of contentment, that's your divine nature. And that is your self actualized. There's nothing more than that to feel, really. If you're expecting something else, then you're looking for the form again. This is a formless, beautiful place of being. This is available to you always, every moment of every day. This is a place that has no suffering. There's no duality here. There's only a sense of one, like a one heartbeat. The one heartbeat that we all are. So if anything that I'm saying in this show or past shows or anything that resonates with you, explore that. Explore that. And feel how grounded and harmonious this moment is when you're not distracted or fragmented with thought patterns or caught up in any projections or emotions or challenges. There's really nothing here right now, is there? There's just peace. That's all there is. Peace. You are peace. So let's explore it a little bit. Find your joy and keep doing that. Find your joy. Find your things that light you up during the day. Don't take yourself so seriously. And have fun. Have fun. That's life's about having fun. Yeah. Some people are addicted to suffering, you know. Some people just love to suffer. If you find that's maybe who you are, you like challenges, you like to cause turmoil, you like to have disruption in your life, look at yourself again and say, why? Why do I want that? Why don't I want peace? Why do I want to feel peaceful? There's nothing boring in being peaceful by any means. In fact, this peace that is felt within yourself is expansive and awesome. It's like a beautiful sunrise and sunset. Yeah. Get into your joy. Find it. Find what lights you up and do it. That's not so hard. No, not at all. And so if anybody backstage wants to share, I've got a few more minutes here. You can share your joy with us and say why it lights you up. Anybody want to speak? I know, Courtney, thank you so much for your wonderful comments. Really appreciate you. Yeah. Yes. A lot of people are writing in how, the summer is coming, right? And especially if we're in Chicago land. And the weather here has been really interesting. It's been plummeting. It's actually freezing tonight, and it's the end of April. So if we want to be miserable, all we have today is keep tabs of the weather. You'll be miserable every single day if you live in Chicago. If you don't allow the weather to change your moods, you'll be in good shape. I'll tell you that. Sharon, you want to speak? I'd love to bring you up again. Hey,
Hi,
Sharon. Hi.
that was absolutely beautiful, beautiful meditation.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing that, because it's such a wonderful vibration and it helps raise up others' vibration. So, and there's no other because it's only you, but depends how you want to perceive that. So that was beautiful. Well done. Yeah, I just wanted to say that too, what arises from you. Like many times you'll have, where does love come from? Well, love can arise from within because, they say it's an inside job. So how are you actually looking at something or perceiving or feeling something? And when we say too that your true self reality is that you already are enlightened or already are awakened. And then the question is that, do you really believe so much in the illusion that the illusion is what you think that you are not? Why do you believe so much in the illusion? So, for example, let's say you're driving and you see all this water on the road way ahead of you, right?
Yeah.
And then as you get closer, that illusion of water just disappears. And that's to the effect that, well, what do we need to do about our ego? What do we need to do about all that illusion? Absolutely nothing. It's just, you just let it dissipate, let it go. It's just that we get so attached and so identified with the personal self, then that's what we relate to so much that we lose track of the love. We lose track of that higher vibration because we get so bogged into the fact and belief in the separation. And knowing now fully that the separation never occurred, and knowing with that is that is only love, that is all that there really is. And everything else is the big cover up. So
Right. Yeah. Everything else covers up that feeling of love, doesn't it? Because it's contrast, as people we're in duality all the time. And if we're not in love, we're in fear. So,
right. And the clouds it. And like you say, let the clouds pass by, let those thoughts pass through, pass by. And then you move on to the next thing and something else, and just let that arise and just moving through that. So you're not getting attached to anger, for example, or, they say, I can't see the forest, or you can't see the forest through the trees that you're right in, like you're right in that scenario. It's like when you're playing football on the football field and you have all these football players in front of you, you can't see the whole field. So when you take yourself out of that picture and then take a bigger look at it, then you could see things in a different perspective, a different way.
yeah, that's
And your
beautiful.
response might be different.
Yeah. It's like detaching yourself. It's moving out of, right, your emotion. If you feel you're stuck in your emotions, then you need to just sort of back up, just put the emotions, have some space between it and then notice it. And you'll see that the emotions start to lose their grip on you. That feeling of fear or anxiety, right, will start losing its grip. Yeah.
Right. I think what you're saying is becoming the observer, being able to witness
Right.
and make another choice. It's like, oh, okay. And let's just relax and sit with it, and then come up with another choice, or see it another way.
Absolutely. And that's where we see the bigger picture. That's where we see, and it reminds me of when I was, I was watching a sunset actually in Sedona, and
I
right,
love Sedona.
don't you? Yeah, the energy is so great. And I'm waiting for the sunset. I'm waiting for the sun, and it's starting to come down. And all of a sudden, I see this woman on her cell phone. I'm serious. She was on her cell phone the entire time. Talk about, right, closing off to the amazing world that's a bigger picture. She's like on this little phone. While this beautiful sunset is happening. It's just so narrow. I'm so bowled over by some people how they think that this is it. No, put it down, then you'll see the miracles. You'll see a lot of
Yes,
miracles. Yeah,
absolutely. And the cell phone keeps a lot of people trapped. It's like, what is the first thing you do in the morning? Do you reach for your cell phone? What is the one thing that most people carry around with them is their cell phone?
That's it.
So people are so attached to it. And sometimes you're on your phone and they say, I got to go find my phone, because they're just so attached to it. They don't realize it's right there in front of them, just like the trees in the forest.
Right. That's right. So get into your joy, put down your phone, put your computer down, and just live in the moment. That's what we want to teach you. Just live in the present moment. And unfortunately, our time is up, but thank you so much, Sharon, for being here from Oahu, and always being all you are, which is your truth.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. Thank you so much. It's been an honor to be with you. Thank you. Thank you, Hope.
Thank you so much, sweetie. And I'll see you in a few weeks when you co-host with me. So yay.
Looking forward to it.
Good. Aloha.
Aloha.
So thank you all again for joining us tonight, wherever you are in tune with us, whatever part of the country and the world. And just know your truth and be in the moment as much as possible. Be the presence that you are. Be in your joy and feel the love that you are, and share that with the world. We'll see you next week on Moment to Moment.
The truth is here and now on WLTK-DB Talk Radio at WLTK-DB.com.